Hi, I'm Maya, Rico Smart Integration LogicFlow Virtual Subject Matter Expert. In this video, I'm introducing Forms features of RSI LogicFlow. RSI LogicFlow is a tool for automating document management, specializing in reading information from documents and processing it automatically based on that information. However, there are situations where automation is not possible. For example, when classifying documents according to project name, the person receiving the document might have to determine which project the document relates to and store it in a cloud storage folder accordingly. In such instances where human judgment is necessary, RSI LogicFlow allows you to automate the rest of the workflow, requiring only minimal input from the user. Let's take a look at how to set this up. I have prepared a workflow in advance, where documents are scanned from an MFP or uploaded from a PC, split into individual pages and saved as separate files in SharePoint. Now, I will add Forms features to this workflow. Let me first emphasize that there are two types of Forms features in RSI LogicFlow: Common Forms and Document Forms. Common Forms are used to give the same information to all files processed at one time, and in this case, Common Forms are used when documents are split into pages and you want to process all of them with the same information. On the other hand, Document Forms is used when you want to give different information to each of the split documents. Common Forms can be selected from the Pre-Process tab, and Document Forms can be selected from the Extract tab. Here, I want to be able to set the project name in Common Forms and the processing status of each document in Document Forms. After adding the Common Forms function, press the Add Data button to add an item. I want to prompt the user to enter the project name here, so I set the data ID to Project Name. Although it is possible to set a default value, I have left it blank because the project name can vary. Since this is information that the user should be required to enter, I set it as a required field by clicking on the asterisk icon. Let's set up another field, Document Forms, for entering the document processing status in this example. I assume that the entry of the document processing status is intended for a kind of workflow where, for example, it is necessary to determine for each document whether any action is required or it has already been handled, and assign this status as metadata. I set the data ID for this form to Resolved. This item can be answered with a yes or no answer, so I set its data type to On/Off, and set the default value to Off to prevent being mistakenly treated as processed. Having added data IDs, project name and resolved, these data IDs can be reused in subsequent processes to set up workflows. Data IDs can be reused in the same way as information extracted from other functions such as read barcode. For example, it may be a good idea to specify the destination folder name with project name, the file name with document ID read from the barcode and resolved as metadata when saving to SharePoint, so that the processing status can be seen at a glance in the SharePoint site. In this way, I can set up how documents are stored according to various rules, requiring only minimal information from the user and reusing the information. For detailed instructions on how to set up routing, please refer to the other videos. Lastly, let's take a look at the runtime screen of the configured workflow, which will be operated by the user. When scanning documents on the MFP, I will enter the project name in Common Forms before scanning. As it is a required field, scanning cannot be done until the input is complete. After scanning, the document is split into pages and I can specify Resolved while viewing a preview. As you can see, the data IDs are displayed in the input fields on the runtime screen, so make sure to define easily understandable names for what needs to be input by the user. Similarly, when executing from a PC, forms for project name and resolved will be displayed. That's all for this explanation. I hope this video can be a useful reference for your work.